Crank that up. My music back on, forgot to. First things first, as always, to the foundry. Protea and Sevagoth very close. Probably if I'm going to subsume one first, it'll be Sevagoth, because I think Gloom is probably more generically useful for the stuff I'm doing. Protea is more specific for Railjack, which I've more or less finished. I think I got enough prime parts to build some stuff. Angle and prime. On my farm. Take that off. Bosses can come off too. I haven't really been in track of the mastery stuff. But I don't really need to, it's just the other stuff that's more important. Speaking of, what's the name of that pet? So the Vizier Predacite? Sly, or for Phyla, they can both come off. Just as they don't need to be built now. Just gonna go through my weapons, I think. See if there's anything new. Getting close to the Corinth. Already done that. I don't think I've done Atlas Prime, have I? Go ahead and build that. Chroma, got Ember. Equinox. I think I've got Equinox, right? Pretty sure. Yeah. Can't remember what frames came out after I left. I haven't done Gari yet. I haven't done Anarius. I haven't done Ivara. I haven't done Limbo. I think we've done Mesa. I haven't done Neza. I haven't done Octavia. I haven't done Wukong. I don't know if I've done Zephyr or not. What's up, Andre? Andre? I don't have the components for all of them anyway, so it doesn't matter. Oh, I guess I have. Oh, good to know. So that was Protea. I'm going to wait 2 more minutes and get Sevagoth though. I really want to mess with Gloom. I'm curious what it will do to Nova. Which I haven't played her much lately. I guess just because I've been leveling stuff. So I threw my last former on Sevagoth here. Get Cunning Drift in. Be happy with this build. I'm actually going to delete this. Because it's not actually innate corrosive. It's got like weird combinations. And I want it to have a innate combined element. So I have to buy it again when it changes to a different rotation. So that can go. Speaking of, I might as well go and talk to him. I don't know how often they cycle. So go and have a look. Apparently you can only get magnetic or radiation. Can't be corrosive or viral. Which is news to me.
Good fortune, Tenno.
Electricity. Electricity, corrosive. So it's not really corrosive, it just has innate electricity, and then the bonus is toxin. But then when you mod it, it doesn't stay corrosive, it combines with elements you put on there. Which is annoying for me, so I'm not going to bother dealing with it. Sevagoth is done. I don't think the Fortuna crew has rotated yet. I don't think there's anything new in Nightwave. Melee weapons and the Aetans. I think I did get another Aetan actually. If it's 2 down. Did a random arbitration earlier. We ended up going 35 waves in a Corpus Defense. Just some random group. Which is nice. Let's make sure we don't put the fully formed Sevagoth into Helminth. I'm not doing anything specific. Another? Oh, I'll have a look. I just knew I picked up one, so I didn't even look for another. Not sure where I would have got it. Get that going. Light the garden. Oh, so I do. There you go. Now we've done. Excellent. Oh, it's still melee. Yeah, so I did... What was that sword I was doing yesterday? This thing? And ended up needing 1 former. Which is welcome. I think for weapons I'm more serious about, I end up having to do like... I have to have 6 polarities so that I can fit both sacrificial mods. But for ones that I'm not super serious about, if I'm not trying to do that, then you can get away with a lot less. Which is nice. I still haven't really found any melee weapons that I would consider to be crazy good at the moment. I haven't really gone back and tested a lot of stuff. The Cronin. Not the Gunson, but the Quasis, I think, were pretty good. But I haven't, like, gone and objectively tested them to see if I'll rate them. Yep. Something else I was doing here? I guess I can cross Sevagoth off my list. Guess he's not on my list. I think the way I must have done this is frames I still need to get would make sense. Okay. Fair enough then. Frame going, Nightwave, Steel Path. I'm gonna go check Railjack crew real quick, but I'm pretty sure it hasn't updated since I last looked.
Time's running out for those on my book. Everyone on my books wants to make a difference. All of them seasoned professionals.
Think I've seen these before? Slave Knight Gale? What's he doing here? Hey, but no stats that I really want. I assume I must have bought one for me to only get 3 of the special guys. I feel like I've been screwed by that before, though.
Check back in a little bit.
Yeah, irrelevant. So I guess I'll go and do Ivara first thing. Let's get it out of the way. I feel like I'm starting to run out of unique things to do. So obviously I have to go and farm heaps of warframes, which will go across a bunch of content.
My intel suggests there are rich enemy supply caches in the area.
But apart from that, not a whole lot else. I guess it's the Lich and Sisters still. But then after that we're kind of back to the basic warframe. They're running already. I might have to go through and actually maybe go and look into all the new updates since I last played and find out what else I'm missing. There's still plenty of like grindy tasks I can do. Obviously do all the MR, go and get all the prime stuff, which I intend to do, but go and get all the decorations, complete all the profile challenges, potentially look at doing my old glyph challenges. Kuva's sister, speedrun the orbs and the eidolons, speedrun Railjack. Not things that really have material gain, just things to do. Not sure what other options there would be. Looks like we snapshotted the light. Hello? I think it wouldn't let me scan because my carrier was in the way. Come on, mate. I think there were probably a few there that I didn't scan, that got there before I did. Really think about that. Guess I didn't look at my Samaris rep. Hopefully I'm not going to go over. Pretty sure there was one in there I didn't get. There goes the Nightwave. Saw a bunch jump off, which is kind of annoying. Still one more over there. In terms of speed, this one's gone really quick. Wonder if we'll beat our 7-minute best. Hasn't been quite perfect, but not too far off. There it is. Riven slivers, for which I have no real use. I guess that's something I could do. Open all my Rivens. Hopefully I remember to write that down after this. Excuse me? I think I got about 30 of those I could do.
Welcome to their ranks and they are on the run. Another successful mission. Find extraction.
5:57, damn. Can you pause stream for a few hours? I should sleep. I'm afraid not, my friend. You can sleep listening to my dulcet tones, though. I actually don't like the way my voice sounds on this microphone. It's quite harsh. Open Rivens. Put that on the list. So 5:57, sub 6, pretty good. I think I'm probably going to just do a bunch of Nightwave now. I guess I have to do the Steel Path excursions. What is this? Kayla. Could be interesting. Just trying to think of how I could do that on Sevagoth. I don't know if he'll be able to tank his way through by missiles. Probably not. I wonder if I die up top, if I drop down as the shadow, if all the rollers will spawn and then I can just revive myself endlessly. I'm curious about that. Still need to get done with the Steel Path. I only got done with 3 planets. It actually is taking a lot longer than I thought it would. We've got a few Steel Path assassinations to do as well. Is it just the 2, maybe? May just be the 2, actually. Still a few nodes, though. Jordas Golem I have to do, too. So I think we got to Sedna, right? Yeah. Defense, mobile defense. Guess we'll just get this out of the way. Well, look. In case we run into anyone. I don't really seem to be running into many people now. In the early planets, definitely, but the late planets, not at all. It's my first mission with this dog. I don't know how well he's going to perform. Ah, I forgot I have the magnetic arcane on, so I'm immune to that.
Here is a terminal.
I got all the mods and stuff scaled up. I guess I should use this one to do that. That really cancelled my reload. I think as far as automatic weapons go, this Trumner is definitely top tier. I'm not really sold on its explosive, but obviously the damage is crazy, but I don't really like the mechanics of it. Seems no matter how I shoot it, I'm always getting the stagger effect. Or the backflip thing. Just because the projectiles it shoots are so like crazy unpredictable. Feels like it's miles away, but don't want it on screen either. I'm not really sold on his 2, to be honest. Like, his 2's only purpose is to build for his 4, and his 4 is so easy to build anyway that it's kind of irrelevant. I know you can build it to nuke as a combo with his 1. I don't really care about nuking low levels. So let's hit him with a 2. You can see some pretty solid true damage ticks, but unless you're building for them, they're not really game changing. Something I don't like about this is that you can't choose to revive immediately. So in this situation, I much would have preferred reviving to save the terminal. Interesting that that's bleeding out. I think maybe because I've got... Hang on. I'd have to kill everyone now. I think I've got the medikit mod on there. I thought this pet was supposed to be able to just come back. Maybe not. I'll have to look at him again. This one is Precept said that he would. Maybe it was just that he would sacrifice himself for me. Snipers really can fuck you up as this guy. It's just not that tanky to one hits. I found that this guy's heavy attack. 300k slash proc on that guy. Super crazy, reliable, high damage slash procs when you need them. Not sure how to get that guy. Never mind. See him with a heavy attack. Basically no combo. Pretty crazy. Do like this weapon, but really needs help ramping up. It's great when it's ramped. Not so much until then. I was kind of debating with myself whether I wanted hunter munitions on or not, which I do have on there currently. I actually think it's probably necessary to be able to kill anything at this level without having your mods built up. I think probably hunter munitions would be better than serration for that. Also wasn't sure on punch through or not. So I did like it, but I think having the fire rate is probably worth more. It does have an AoE on target. Often with Steel Path you have like 1,000 guys in a corridor, and being able to hit them all at once is nice. Not super important, I don't think. What's up, Nova? Got a bunch of the newer weapons but haven't leveled. It's good that Deimos isn't as deep as Plains, less grind. Yeah, I feel like I got through it pretty quick. I still need to get a few of the pets. And I don't know if there are any other weapons there. I think I already got both kit guns and there's only 2. So a few more pets, and then if you want to go cosmetic hunting, obviously, you have to do a bit more. Should do a spy. I don't know if I'll be able to do a hijack. Probably not on this guy. I want to read what his 2 does a little bit more. I'll do that right now.
These are worthy foes.
Plant a death seed in nearby targets to drain their life force. Reap what has been sown, which I assume means kill. To detonate afflicted enemies. No, hang on. So sow and then reap. Alright. To detonate afflicted enemies, dealing a percentage of their health as radial damage. Souls of the dead fill the death well. What is the percentage though? It's not the damage vulnerability, surely. So use it 2, use your 1, and then it turns all the guys into bombs that do more damage when you kill them. So it's not about the tick, really. A percentage of their health as radial damage against armored enemies is probably not that great, right? Seems like it's best to use Fortuna parts for the kit gun barrels. Yeah, the same old meta parts, just with the new barrels, yeah. He seems so prone to getting one hit like that, it's actually crazy. Oh. Oh. Just got it. Now I'm stuck in the floor because, of course, I'm stuck in a door, in fact. Oh, there we go. My dog saved me. I forgot to read the dog precept, didn't I? really need to be killing these guys, but I'm still leveling everything, so it doesn't hurt. Haven't been up there for a while. What's up, Odin? What's up, Deli? Frame? Yeah. So I don't lose energy. That's still to set off the alarms. Wasn't sure. Sniper here could kill me. I guess saved by shield gating. The first shot. Maybe I should throw Aegis on him. I was messing with that a little bit. Didn't really pay attention to what it was doing. That'd give me a lot more survivability with shield gating. I'll throw it on after this. Ranking pre-deserts? Yep. Gotta former them all. Gotta catch them all, right? So that one doesn't count, but this one would. I'm assuming Gloom slows the drones, which is a pretty nice effect. Never mind, they seem to be moving at regular speed. Looks like they thought of that. Oh wait, I've got no Gloom left. It does work on them. It's pretty nice. Though having Magnetize is definitely nice as well. Magnetize? I don't know what that arcane's called. Nullifier. I think this is my favorite vault of all time. Just because I've always done it the exact same way. And you have to stand on this terminal because your bullet jump isn't high enough to get out from the floor. Perfect height. Back out the way you came. Get off. Arcane healing? No, it's Arcane Nullifier for magnetic, so you can jump through those energy walls without losing energy. It's not too big of a deal on a frame with Hunter Adrenaline, but it does feel kind of squishy, so. It's only a 3% chance to activate. I swear I remember that being way higher than that. It's only on shield damage too, which is not that great. Well, we'll run it for a while. Okay. Okay, definitely doesn't come back to life. So you really don't want it to die then. It's annoying. Just use rolling guard. I think there are a few places I use that, but I don't like spending the mod slot on it if I can avoid it. After ranking the cats, knowing that these can die is very annoying, because I just want to set and forget. No. Has to be done. I was thinking I could put a different ability on his too. I'm not 100% sold on whether or not it's that expendable. Don't really want to do any of these three. I guess Infested Defense would be easy enough. We'll knock that out. Probably mostly uses 4. The other ones I think I'll take a different frame to. Although Vauban would be super efficient for this.
These are worthy foes.
Maybe we just do that. For the sake of efficiency. I guess I could put Gloom on even Vauban. That's such a weird thought. What's up, Aqua? Just working on some Steel Path. I think we've only got a few planets left. Sedna, Ares, a couple of assassinations. Have we been to Ceres yet? I guess we would have had to. I don't really remember the planet order.
Your weapons make music, and the enemy calls for a song.
Not sure how close they can be without interfering with one another. I think they're a bit too close. Put it out here, maybe. They might get stuck on that, which is annoying. I'm out of there. I'm not enjoyable yet. It's hard to say. It's definitely... I think it's super powerful. I don't know how well it suits me specifically, though. Yeah, this is not great. Maybe that'll get around it. I do think it's a top tier weapon. Best pest extermination method. It does pretty well, doesn't it? Could even be putting 2 turrets on each side. What the hell happened to that guy? Oh, I think my dog maybe did that. I think I've settled on a build for it now. I think probably my biggest criticism of it is that the alt fire is it's unpredictable and uncontrollable. So pretty much every time I use it, it ends up staggering me regardless of how I position myself. The only safe way is to hide in one tile and shoot it through the door to another tile and then shut the door, basically. So it's worked in some void tiles, but you definitely stag yourself all the time. Kind of annoying. Trying to steal some kills. It also doesn't always deal damage where you think it will. Like I want to damage here, it's doing it over there, doing it up here. Kinda weird. And is Ulti just a grenade launcher? It is a grenade, but it bounces off walls. It's like super bouncy, it'll bounce like 5 times, and it has 3 projectiles innately. So it'll shoot 3 grenades that each bounce 5 times, and every bounce can stagger you. So if you watch them, I shoot them over here. You can see all those explosions, they're bouncing off walls and shit. So if they're hitting enemies and whatnot, it's getting bounced around all over the place. Impossible to predict and be crazy in general. I just lost all of my energy. Like, it's not that bad, it's not game breaking, but it is definitely annoying to some degree. I think the primary fire is probably the best automatic weapon we have at the moment. I think this guy's under the level. I think that's the last spawn, and I hope it doesn't ruin the tile. Okay, I was worried for a second. Punch through makes the grenades vanish into the ground? Really? I was running Shred for a while and didn't notice that. That's max rank anyway. So I was running Shred in place of Hunter Munitions for a while, and also in place of Vital Acceleration, so I had like crazy fast speed with the two, and then just replacing it. They don't bounce off. They don't bounce off the enemies, but I don't think it disappeared off the map. Regardless, I'm not going to be running it. Kind of happy with what I've got for the primary, especially. Still got plenty of good weapons to level. I'm going to go and rename that while I remember, though. We did do Sarah's. So it's just Sedna and Europa. I've done most of that. So it's really just Sedna and a few random nodes that I've left here and there. So I'm renaming weapons to keep track of which ones I think are really good. Because presumably I'll end up having a big list and not remember them all.
Untitled Chapter craft guns unlike any other. We craft kit guns. Fine. Your neediness is profoundly unattractive. Kill speed. Go away.
So now when I actually want to look at all the weapons, it's pretty easy to do so. Although I don't know why the Kasawar is shown here. So, I haven't actually used this, but I guess it's in the description or something. So at the moment there are heaps of primaries. Bobonico, Wraith, Proboscis, Brahma, Ogress, and the Tonkor, and the Trummer. The only melee weapon is the Glaive Prime, because it's just stupid powerful. I've been like thinking about the Colossus, but I haven't really tested enough to judge. And then secondary is the only one I've come across is potentially the Spore Laser, but I haven't tested enough either, so. Bye-bye Plat. Meh. I only use it to buy former potatoes and renames. Punch through bad for the Tenet Plasma. Has innate punch through, right? Has innate enemy punch through. And then adding punch through allows it to punch through terrain. I'm not sure how that would be bad. Is it better to shoot the ground or the enemy with the proboscis? I tend, well, most of the time I'm shooting the ground, but if I have a high priority target, I will shoot the enemy, as you do initial damage plus the explosion damage. So most of the time it's just spammy everywhere. But if you run across a gunner or something, you shoot them. Excited to see how you tackle Steel Path Ambulance. Yeah, I'm interested to see what kind of challenges that'll bring. For sure. Same with the Ropolist. Not sure. I don't have any ideas in my head because I don't really remember the fights too well. Because I haven't done them in 3 years. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I did this already, right? Yeah, we can do a sabotage. Play around with it, just leveled it up and didn't touch it. I think it's very good. What's up, Pixel? It takes a little bit to ramp up. Like a lot of these OP guns, with the galvanized mods and the Merciless Arcane replacing the base damage, it definitely takes a while to ramp up, but once it's ramped up, they are very good. So you just got to be aware of that if you're going to be relying on that or not. So the Spore Laser, no, I guess that runs into the same problem. It would feel natural to have one that ramps up and one that doesn't. Yeah, we'll do this one up. Did the rope list a few days ago. It was a pain, not hard, just takes a long time. I was speedrunning that for a while with shit, I forgot his name. Quinchow? Quinchu? Competing on that for a long time. I don't remember our times, but it was optimized to about 3 seconds, I think. I suspect the steel path will not go as smoothly. I know plasma shots bounce off walls, punch through makes shots just disappear without AoE. Interesting. This gun is great, but it is quite large on the screen. Also, these dogs are ugly. That was the best color scheme I could come up with, and I don't particularly like it. Spore Laser Primary also shreds. Takes a lot of investment to get it to that point. Much higher ribbon disposition. Yeah, I don't care about ribbons. I'm not going to be getting any of them. Unless I'm trying to speedrun something and it becomes necessary somehow. But the Spore Laser secondary is certainly solid. I'm also curious to see how the Cyclone ends up. It is kind of weird having to ramp up every gun to make them good. I guess you can synergize that with a frame, like Vauban to strip armor, but it's just kind of odd. Let's try to get a ribbon for every weapon that I use semi-frequently.
Discovered supply hatch.
I did that for a while, but I really hate the system and I don't find them to be even close to necessary, so... I have no intention of dealing with ribbon traders if I don't have to. I'm certainly not gonna no life the Kuva grind. Ribbons for your bad design, I agree. I think they're a very bad thing to add to the game. For the game itself, but obviously very good for D as a company. That wasn't too bad. Defense, survival. What's an interesting frame to do a survival on, I wonder? The weapons I currently have. I feel like I've been playing a shitload of Sevagoth. Neza, haven't touched him. It's probably not that interesting though. Octavia? So interesting. Ribbon was more like a band-aid for weapons that collect dust. Yeah, well that was the intent, right? But then it rarely gets used for that purpose and people just over... What was I going to say? They just power up already overpowered weapons. Yeah. Problem with randomizing is I don't want to change all my weapons. Because I'm leveling them on purpose. Do I random? I hope this randomizes this and not everything. Limbo? I don't even know how to use him for a survival. Duration, minimal range, so I guess I use this for defense. $20-meter pull. I wonder if that crosses dimensions. So I can sit in my little bubble and just yank everyone in, right? Interesting. I remember doing a weird build with this for Endless at some point. Decent augment too. Pet still leveling. Yeah. Does abilities not affected by rifts? Interesting. I liked old Limbo more. I don't really remember. You could freeze projectiles. I definitely don't like his dash. What else did he have? He had Banish. I don't really remember. Both versions, implying there are 3 versions?
Life support has been cut off. They're trying to choke her out. Hold on. I'm sending auxiliary life support.
Not really going to make much use of his abilities, am I? It's just going to be his 4. Let's try this. So it doesn't immediately freeze them, it freezes them on the ground, which is subpar. Because I can't tell who's alive and who's not. It is kind of amusing though. Oh wow, I threw that guy all the way through. Problem's gonna come when nullifiers show up. Also, my dog is already dead because of course. The nice thing about this gun is just unlimited ammo. Pretty fast recovery rate as well. I've noticed that they hide up there a lot. It's like this little alcove where they just all sit. There's your punishment. One in, boys. Oh, the best positioning right here. I guess this would work pretty well if you're in a room like this. Even further back, maybe? I guess they need to not be able to see, right? It's kind of hard to pull off. Ah. It's hard to tell who's real and who isn't. I think they're also getting stuck on the side of the door, which is certainly subpar. I feel like I can't really look away either because I know he's very squishy if I lose control of anything. Self-stagger should be removed entirely. Would be nice, wouldn't it? I guess his ult fire can be used to kill too. Most of the time I use it to just prime enemies with viral. Because it has like crazy status. It has crazy status and innate viral. And then I think I have corrosive heat maybe? On the primary fire. So it works really well with condition overload. Or I guess gundition overload as people seem to call it. I've got to regenerate energy in the void too. There's our friend. Ow. Oh, he did come in. Didn't see him there. Finally got him lined up. Oh, that wasn't so painful. Thought it was actually going to be a lot worse than it was.
Spore levels. Extraction is your best option.
As you conquer the foe,
Not using prime shell footed? No. I don't like trying to fit that onto every build. Primary merciless, but I don't need it anymore. Stasis duration was halved, yep. My self-damage was better than stagger. I think I probably preferred it too. Over 100 days, rip. Also handspring and cautious shot for the weapons that don't need anything else. Plus frames that ignore stagger. Well, I think that works for the backflips, right? But not the immediate... Actually, I don't even know if it works for the backflips, because it's not technically a knockdown, is it? 1 and 3 were different after rework, so yeah, had the nuke crap and projectile pausing, and now he doesn't. Nuke clap. Right. I wanted... He does have a... There was a really interesting playstyle utilizing this. So you wouldn't use your 4, but you would use your... Well, I guess Banish and your 3 with decent range. And then you would just stay in your shifted form and the void would like travel through the enemies instead of the environment. That's how I did my long run that time. Oh, that went pretty well. Let's go and see what's next. So we've got defense. I think we've got like 3 defenses to do. We've got a hijack as well. It's an interesting shield frame for hijack, I wonder. You can really, if you've subsumed Hildren, you can make any frame good for it. I actually want to try subsuming it onto Loki. Because this is on the Grenier tile, right? Remember what it's pillaged, there we go. Blazing Pillage? I found Pillage to be... Wait. What's a 1 called? Balefire, right? Enemies affected by Haven will be set ablaze for 200 heat damage and restore additional shields to Hildren. That seems like it could be super powerful. And doesn't that mean now that... That seems crazy powerful. It's not only huge shields and shield gating, but also heat proc crowd control, plus more shields. How far, yeah. Of course, yeah, I haven't really worked out how to replay him yet. Community has since recreated Nuke Clap in the form of Thermal Sunder. I was doing a fissure earlier and I had a Titania zipping around in fairy form, just blasting that Thermal Sunder sound effect. I want to see how that works. Yeah, I found her balefire to be super lacking, but her pillage is actually really good. I think pillage works on range, right? Not duration. Yeah.
You may yet avoid it.
Holy shit, it goes forever
Training.
with this range. With this range.
Into deep space for destruction. A core rupture here will turn this outpost into an uninhabitable wasteland.
It also doesn't.
Linear or
How much does it give me?
transported by cargo tram. Find the control console to
1400.
reroute the tram.
That's fine. We're gonna burn some pads at the start so I can play with all the abilities. Huh? Forgot that was a thing. You can tap the ability button again to get the shields faster. Okay. Because I don't really need the range it's given me, right? Is Blazing Pillage on Mesa for armor stripping? Percentage of shields and armor of nearby enemies to replenish your own shields. Also removes status effects. Does this drain the amount of armor strip that I'm getting? So 9% armor strip? Because I have no strength. What's up, Bamboo? Start this up. I'm just curious what happens if I turn everyone into a melee enemy.
Investigate now.
Good. The tram is ready. It will now draw power from your shields in order to keep moving forward.
There's a couple have throwing weapons. Man, the range for this is not good. Ow.
Progress. Stay sharp, Tenno.
Oh shit. He's gone. There really is no threat here, though. Kind of annoying that this... Oh, it does carry me along up here. Nice. Well, there you go. Mission solved. Look, is one of the frames in need of a touch-up. He's definitely very basic. Still quite powerful, though. So now the whole spawn table is a melee enemy, so they can't really do anything to me. And I just have unlimited shields because they're just going to follow me.
You are making solid progress. Keep moving.
Be kind of screwed if I had a nullifier bubble on this thing, but seems we're good. Saw a new guy, I don't trust him. What is he? Oh.
Recover the cause.
Ow. Did not expect that as a viable strat for this. Oh, seems to be working. Is that melee? Oh, the shitty nunchucks.
The Grenier must not be allowed to recover his own.
It's kind of comical. Oh. That glaive can really... What are they doing? Looks like they're doing what I'm doing. I thought they were copying me for a second. They were just standing in a ring. Ow. What have I done? Ow, you little fuck. Interesting. Sheaves? Can those be thrown? No, it's just the Dogmaster has a glaive thing, right? It would be nice if daggers could be thrown. That would be cool. Like an alt fire. What about it? It cut back for like 3 frames and Loki's still just jiving away. The Halaka, yeah. Oh, that went pretty well. Oh, the arena. Defense. Grenade defense with disarm. Headshot with dagger and pull it back? Yeah. It could be cool. There's also a weapon in the real world where it's basically a dagger point on the end of a rope. I guess you've got similar with the blade and whip weapons. There's a infested one that I used to use a lot. Pretty good. Don't remember its name though. Mias, yeah. You could build a whole melee weapon around having a dagger on a rope. Flick the dagger out, pull it back. It used to be an exploit, well, exploit over sight, I guess. I don't know if it still works, but you could pull enemies from one side of the rift to the other, so I'd stand in the bubble as limbo and just yank enemies in with this. Where obviously you can do whatever you want with them. But now that you can just subsume pull, I guess that doesn't really matter. Just trying to think what else I could do. Because if I can disarm everyone and they're all coming towards me, how best to deal with them? I don't know why my nose is so damn itchy. Armor strip. AoE armor strip is Loki. I guess my duration is shit. Although not on my other frame, my other build. Seti Lacera? I've used the Lacera, I don't know what Seti is. Jack Kusar with the heat base seems to be the strongest. Maybe now, yeah. I think Mios has toxin base, right? Just to a solid. Maybe it doesn't, I don't really remember. Kind of interested to just throw that on his one and see what it does. Only on this config. On the Scarlet Spear event, interesting. From the Sentient event. Tavia's Resonator. It's very powerful, but I'm thinking that if I'm... I guess that doesn't make sense because I was going to disarm everyone, right? My plan was disarm everyone, have them run in, and then have some kind of ability that impacts them somehow. But his one doesn't have range, so kind of irrelevant. I don't necessarily have to take Loki, I was just thinking. Just gonna look at his build. Also don't really know what Hydroid's one scales off of. Oh, I can do this, right? So now Tempest Barrage I can look at with my disarm builds stuff. Why did I lose efficiency here? What? Why would Blind Rage be here? It put Blind Rage here because it took the augment off the other one? It took the augment off and put Blind Rage in. Because I had augment for Hildren. So I don't know how good this will be because it's such a massive range. I guess it's only 10 meters. But I don't know, the status chance is still 100. I don't remember how his one works. It's weird. Terrify, is that subsumed? Yeah, it's from Necros. I don't know if it is a subsumed one or not. Oh, you saw it on Helminth, right? Kind of shitty not having Streamline. Oh, hang on. I don't really need 280 for this map. I don't really think this will be very efficient, but I'm just kind of curious to see what will happen. Terrify is a very bad subsume. I think Terrify is a pretty good ability. Although I don't know if it's been weakened by Helminth.
Accept your death, and you may yet avoid it. Trust in your training.
So because it comes down on an angle, it's not going to be super reliable down here. I think on Helminth I used to just spam the ability as opposed to holding it. Corrosive doesn't fully strip anymore either. What about that? Damn, that change to Corrosive is pretty serious. Really worth using after Corrosive. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. They also apparently nerfed Hydroid further by not letting his one strip armor or impact. Actually, I don't know if it can do damage, but it can't strip armor from enemies that are in Undertow, which is a huge nerf to Hydroid and is actually makes me quite sad. But then I guess after the nerf, who really cares, right? What? It really doesn't know what to do when I swap between augments, does it? I actually didn't notice this heat thing doing anything. To be honest. Yeah. Only time to use Corrosive is really when you have high damage but almost no status. Right? What's up, Darth? Can't have elements be on par, always gotta be one to rule them all. Yep, that's been my experience. They're not very good at balancing that kind of stuff, are they? I guess I could try Hydroid. I don't really see it working out that well. I kind of just want to eat everyone on Grendel. No one jumps out as good defense frames for me anymore for clearing defense. Like, there are plenty of options where you can cruise through it, but nothing optimal. Especially on a map like this, Warband's Vortex isn't really going to work. So many crowd control options that don't really help. Now the Zenostar isn't really a thing. No, I feel like that's very limiting too. Gas is fun on some weapons. The heat augment for Pillage isn't working because you need to have her third ability to make it work. Well, fuck me then. Ember? I don't know how she would be good. She can't kill these guys, right? You can slot it in, but unless you're Hildren, it won't work. That is a shame. I guess you could armor strip, but her damage isn't that great. Steel Path level, right? You know, I don't find myself using Ember much anymore, which is pretty sad because she was one of my go-tos for a long time. Shido could armor strip and kill with gas toxin, so its innate elements. I don't have the Shido yet, I still need one more part. Leaning towards Grendel. It's so weird for me because I used to know basically every single synergy between every single warframe and all their abilities. Not so much these days. Let's just go eat some people. Well, the last part yesterday is the gun has been sitting in Foundry since it came out. Where does the parts come from? I guess the anomaly? Railjack? Because you know I'll be farming it.
Each enemy is more powerful than before. Only with
Yep.
mastery of the Tenno arsenal will you succeed.
I wonder if there's any useful subsummations I could put on this guy. His passive is interesting. Utilize it to boost summoned, subsumed abilities like Dispensary. Nom nom nom. Game didn't like that. That was some extreme lag. Oof, there it is again. I like that the game thinks it's the next wave, but I still got 4 guys. That lag is extreme. Wow, look at those toxin procs go. I have to throw a healer for the pod at some point. Seems to be doing alright though. I've only got like 40 guys. Is it really that overwhelming? I don't think so. Ren was eating your FPS, indeed. Can't be stopped. How would you rank the Kuvazar and what would be the best element? I don't have it yet, so I can't tell you. Based on my experience with the regular Zara, I'm expecting it to be very good. When I finally get to it. What a nightmare this would be if you were a Grenier. FPS is definitely not liking it. Which is crazy because I have a soft cap at 240. I think it goes up to like 400 in an environment like this. It's gone down to like 0.25. Enemies inside Grendel slowly lose armor, not fast enough to be worth much. Raw might be alright. Because if you hold one and belch, they get a toxin prop. I think when you run out of energy, they get it too, right? Usually I just eat people until I can't eat them anymore, and then I get heaps of energy orbs and then we go again. I found his 3 to be really good on Corpus missions. It's actually crazy damage, like 50k a pop. This is the only thing I've found that does anything to my frame rate. Join us. I wonder if there's a speedrun strat with that. Saving enemies inside Grendel, releasing on next wave. Instantly skipping the wave. No idea. I'll leave that to smarter people than myself. Let's go. Taking the big damage now. This is actually surprisingly efficient for a map so convoluted. Don't even try it. Do I just win? Or do I actually have to kill them? We're just leaving with 22 guys in my gut. Sure. There they go. I was thinking I could just spit them in there and then the out of bounds would kill them. I don't even actually have to do it. Didn't you mention you have a 30 series GPU? You have a 3080. 3080? Yeah. Well, I got absolutely no affinity for my weapons doing that, but that's fine. Hibiscus didn't? You mean for my frame rate? Toxin is good if you only want viral for hunter munitions. And for radiation, I've just put heat on everything. I don't really know if that was the best move or not, but seems fine. Infested survival. Pretty good for affinity, so maybe I'll just do a frame that can buff my damage. Haven't played much of Chroma. Banshee. It's probably not necessary to buff my damage, to be fair, against the infested. Nidus. Again, not really necessary, they're all running at me. No one jumping out. Take Wisp. Game does not do ragdolled enemies very well. Gauss with Mac Crash. Who's Gauss next? I'm gonna go and change right now. Orban and Zephyr both freeze the game sometimes if they're dealt a lot of procs. I'll believe it.
Distract the infested while a lone Tenno operative hunts for supplies. Set off the alarm.
I really like having viral heat, so having heat on there means I just throw 2 elements on and then the other 6 go to whatever.
Life support I'm delivering is your only chance for survival.
I think I still have crazy strength for this frame. I'm invisible because I jumped in the air. Forgot about that too. Which means I'm going to have stupid fire rate, I think. Yeah, stupid is the word I would use, for sure. I think I've got 500% power strength at the moment. It's an invigoration. What's my 4 here? Mobility. That's how we go fast. So 500% power strength, and it also came with crazy sprint speed.
Support on the way.
What should I have? 2. Not very useful. You should go faster like that in actual missions if people think you're hacking. I don't think I'd even blink at it these days, knowing that Helmet is available. But I guess if people haven't seen it before. Thing is, there's not really much benefit to actually doing it, so... I think if I had no idea that Helmet was a thing, I would just think it was some kind of bug, because there are so many bugs in this game that it really wouldn't surprise me. So I've noticed I don't really want my... Let's just spam this for a sec. I don't want electricity procs. Should wear off now. Invigorated Wisp, great stats. Invigorated and... yeah, invigorated. I think I got plus 200% power strength and plus 75% sprint speed. What's that fire rate? Yeah, a bit ridiculous. I'm surprised that the reload is functioning as well as it is. Does that get faster with Wisp as well? Ooh, Stalky boy. Where you be? Got my attack speed. Actually not as crazy as I thought it would be, the melee. Cannot see this guy. In there maybe? I don't know if he ends up in that laser or not. Over here somewhere. Should have waypointed him. There we go.
Additional life support.
I thought you strip him with Operator. I guess you do. It's just tanky as fuck. What did my audio just die? Died for you too, what the hell? Yeah, we can go and extract. I can still hear my music, so that's certainly weird. Headphones are obviously good. Couldn't handle the fire rate sound. Burned it out, you reckon? Do you have max primary merciless? I do, I got it yesterday. I had the audio cut out in game once. First time I've seen this. It didn't like something I did. And it's back. Bug frame indeed. 489%. You see your invigoration somewhere? That's where I had the symbol up here, right? Yeah, but it's overlapping because... Of course it is. If I got overwhelmed, I mean, it must have. Stalker silenced you for actually defeating him? Maybe. Impact shockwave leaves behind a vacuum that sucks enemies within 8 meters. Does that scale with range? .6. 8. Don't even know what my next mission is. I really didn't get much affinity, did I? No, it was reasonable. Got my envoy to 60, nice. Running into wolves who want to do that. Someone wants to watch me do it. Do I have arcanes on this? I don't actually know how to make use of thermal sunder. I don't think it's going to work in disruption, is it? Ambulance. Here we go, errors. You don't either? One use for Gauss Augment is mixing it with Hall of Mirrors. With that augment, suck enemies into the radius, then energy orb drops for days. Hall of Mirrors with the augment? I don't even know what that augment is. I don't know it did anything with energy. What abilities do I have? Not on solo, so enemies can come. Kinetic plating was like DR, right? DR based on his meter on the side. What the hell? We really fucked it up. It's fine here. Yeah. Oop. Steam doesn't like me doing that. Hang on. Wheel of Mirrors is what Gara gives up. Rotating circle? You mean Spectrosiphon? Wheel of Mirrors is Mirage's clones. Spectre Rage is the ability. Oh, that's my old password. Yeah, well that makes a lot more sense now that I know what you're talking about. Wall of Mirrors is the augment for Mirages. Clones. Apparently Spectrosiphon has a lot of synergy with a lot of frames. People saying Grendel as well.
Their rage is vehement, their focus
Okay.
aggressive.
Seems good.
Give them all war.
So 2 for DR. Weird. Come out of there. So how are you supposed to make use of thermal sunder for damage? I was wondering why he was frozen, but I think it was my operator. I didn't realize that worked on him. I guess for a limited duration.
Excellent work. We will interrogate the capital back in
I do like that you can just smash through people like the Juggernaut in X-Men. It is a hold ability. I thought there used to be a little animation when you smacked into the wall. Obviously I'm glad there's not, but... Terrible line, but oh so memorable, indeed. Thermal sunder damage is just spamming the heat part, only works in normal missions. Okay. I guess it's still fine to get a heat proc on stuff though. AoE heat proc in Steel Path. Kinda useful. I don't really know how useful this augment is for this ability. I wonder how big the radius gets with 280% range. Leveling frame, since it does decent damage and all the affinity then goes to the frame. You got keys? Could do that for this guy. What other abilities does he have? I don't know if tap is cold or hot. I don't want to find out. So tap is cold. And then you can't hold his floor, can you? I forget how to change it. Yeah, I'm getting fucked up.
Our operative was able to survive by hiding in an airlock. Unfortunately, they've
How do you change that?
trapped by the infestation's growths.
So now tap is heat. Seems good.
The Juggernaut has moved
Do like,
on. It's safe to proceed.
yeah. Now this is still a hold.
Probability of success considerably.
Because it only runs for as long as you're holding the button.
Station.
So it doesn't really work. I do like the sound effect though, I have to say. Out of the way, bitches.
Beware. Those lasers are linked to the poison tumor nodes growing on the airlocks. Contact with the lasers will bypass is done. Hello. I think the star is not a minute too soon. You found the operative. Now bring them home.
Does amuse me. You can do it with Garuda when you roll with their shield up. So just being able to do it on command like that is kind of nice. Also, sound design is stellar. Yeah, seems good. Hold is extra CO. The damage scales the more you tap. How does that work? That both get the procs that removes armor. Well, if you do both, it combines into blast, right? Oops. Cold reverses the process, draining the battery and inflicting heat. So you build it up with cold and release it with heat. PC was having random crashes and errors for like 3 days. Guess what fixed it? Underclocking my overclocked factory GPU. Oh, glad you fixed it. Check Gauss tips. Shockwave causes slash damage when kinetic plating is active. Absorb the element of thermal sunder fields it crosses through, adding damage to both the dash and the impact shockwave. Thermal sunder to chill enemies, causes those already affected by a cold status to become frozen solid. Actually, I do remember that. So you can make them cold once and then freeze them if you use it twice. And then heat just stacks over time. Thermal Sun casting the opposite Thermal Sunder on an enemy suffering from heat or cold cancels the old status, deals blast damage, and inflicts the new status. Backrash consumes half as much energy when redlining. Redlining with kinetic plating active, melee attacks inflict extra damage. So when your 4 is active, cold freezes enemies solid in 1, I assume. Heat does additional damage and the combined blast will strip. So if your 4 is active, you can get the armor strip. You're both heat and cold, yeah. What's up, Cinema? Welcome. So, it's saying that Redline just has to be active, so his 4 just has to be turned on to make his 3 way better. Should be on the Redline, supercharging his abilities and setting fire rate, attack speed, relay speed, and a holster rate into overdrive. When past the Redline, bolts of arcing electricity dance periodically from Gauss, exploding en masse when the ability is deactivated. So you want this to be as high as possible. There's no penalty like with Ember for this to be maxed out. Doing a bit of Railjack fissures and I can see why you like them. It is a nice switch up for sure. Right, that does make sense. I don't really feel like it's super useful though. Does he have other augments? I assume he does. I'm gonna put my regular build back on so I can see what I was working with in the past. I do like that you just have crowd control everywhere you're going if you're spamming it. That's his only augment? Sad days. It's not going to be very good for these, is he? I've been making Mutalist LV keys. Only 13 apparently. Because I got to farm Mesa again. And I don't think I have any parts.
Worthy foes. Underestimate
Here is a terminal. Get in there and get ready to move. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment.
You really want good efficiency, I have to say.
Senses high concentration.
Which I don't have.
The juggernaut is on. It's safe to proceed.
So maybe I only get the immediate freeze if I'm above. So this is maxed out. So this immediate freeze? Yeah. I've got to work out exactly how to charge his 4 there.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
So using cold makes it grow. Using heat is obviously venting that heat. I think I mainly used him for crowd control. Obviously speed, but I think I was using him mostly in the planes. Back when I first got him. Now you can proc frozen people, which is very nice. It didn't used to be a thing. I think I actually want to swap his push and hold back. I assume his 1 builds up your percentage as well.
Terminal spotted. Upload me and prepare to
Good waypoint. The crowd control is actually crazy good.
This will take a moment.
I remember liking him a lot, and I was really hesitant to play him again when I came back. I think just because I felt like there was so much to re-remember, and I felt like he was a pretty intensive frame to play. That just did 20k. Obviously just infested, but that's pretty solid.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Most wants duration for buffs, but range is good and strength helps. Starting stats. Or charges with sprinting or using his 1. So you mean just basic sprint charges his 4? That's interesting. I assumed his 1 would do it. I really like that his 1 can be cast mid-air and used while gliding. Big fan of that. Forgot where I was, so I'm definitely gonna get killed doing that again. Misery.
Odds are against us, but we did it.
Here's his armor. See ya. Quite fun. What's your Bonaco build? You can scroll down or scroll up on the Twitch page and see all the mods I've got equipped on everything. Got a Twitch attack extension for that. Wonder if disruptors reduce the time enemies are frozen. Technically a status, but maybe not. Not sure. You can shoot AoE weapons at your feet with the 2 active. That is awesome. It's blank? Oh, fuck me. There's the build. It's above my head. Weird. Glad when Stork was upgraded by Hunhow, he didn't bother upgrading his acolytes. Yeah, all good. I haven't really shown its true potential if you've only been here for a short time, because you want to really build up these mods in Merciless. And you stack with your AoE, blast them with your primary, it's like stupid damage. Very impressive weapon. Was I going to change it? Oh, I was going to change the toggle. Turn that back. I definitely care more about the cold than the heat. Nothing new. We got any Ghost skins, I wonder? Pretty good. Nothing special though. I do like that one. However, I'm not buying another Grax skin. Fuck off with that. Didn't he have like crazy energetic animations? Oh, I think him doing this every 2 seconds annoyed me, which is why I didn't keep it. That's the flash. Yeah, I don't have the electric one. I feel like he wants it. I'm gonna end up buying it anyway. I haven't bought any skins since coming back. What is this? Ooh, infested salvage. I have to farm this for Nidus, I think. I don't think Gorse really fits the bill. Gorse survival? Gorse mag helmet is much better. I think that might be in the Nightwave credits, no? Can't look while I'm in mission though.
Operative hunts for supplies. Set off alarms to start. A steady stream of toxic spores is being released into the area. Hold on. Emergency life support is inbound.
So cold is building it up. I see. So when I get above that red line, it then begins to just generate. And I assume that is the red line where it just turns everything much better. So now, get out of the way. So now tapping it is instant freeze. I feel like part of his passive should be that you can revive things quicker. Alright, because I've got my 2, which you can cancel is nice. You just walk around doing that. Hopefully the audio doesn't break from all the status effects again. Fast firing. I don't know if I've got... I guess it's my 4 giving me fire right now. It's always pretty quick, but it is definitely crazy at the moment. Having the faster reload speed is definitely nice too. It's a shame you can't refresh his 4, that'd be nice. It is right now. What's Mag Helmet and Mag Gorse Helmet? They did that on purpose. So I assume, like right now I'm getting 32% DR from my 2, right? Biggest issue with Gorse that you can't refresh his 4. I mean, I guess his 4 needs some kind of drawback. Because there's no penalty for buffing it up too high. Oh, those toxin procs are real. Excuse me? Yeah, exactly. I think I prefer having it... Oh, that toxin field is insane damage. Kills my dog thing in one shot. I think I prefer having to refresh over the massive energy drain that Ember gets. Who's this boy? Ooh. So apparently I can roll out of that, right? Right, yeah. I want to go somewhere with long corridors so I can start sprinting around again. I'll be super aware of toxin. This feels kind of ridiculous. Yeah, I really like the sound design. Forgot how good it was. Shame he's not the meta for speedrunning. Love to see people learn how to optimize that. Wrong button. It'd be nice if an augment for his 4 was like Valkyr's Warcry. Killing enemies refreshes the duration as long as you are in the red line. That'd be a very solid augment. He's been in the game for a long time. Weird that he's only got that one augment. Which is better? I don't have the Shido yet, so I can't tell you. The Bonico is like so crazy good, it's ridiculous. It has by far the fastest kill time in the Simulacrum, even before you ramp it up, I think. I should spend some rep. I guess I'll do that tomorrow before I farm it. Let's kill some heavies real quick. These guys are a 175. Crazy. No damage buff on my frame or anything. Overall is better without a doubt. Shido has some uses versus sentience. That would make sense as is a sentient arm, right? I don't need to take it anymore because it's max rank. I don't think it needs any more former either. Pretty sure this is my final build. No crit damage? Ah, primed ravage. It's for the alt fire. Projectile speed and beam length. So this would end up being more. So it's saying it's a little bit less. But then on kill, it's going to get way faster because it doubles, right? So that's actually better. Yep. You lose 2 meters until you actually kill something. Redid my Gorse look based on yours. You like it? I'm not 100% sold. I think pretty good. Maybe the blue's a bit too dark for me now. What's this? Holy moly. You know, I'm not really much of a pink guy, but it's alright. I think the sentient weapons would deal tower damage. For some reason, they don't seem to want to make it a proper damage type in the game. What does it deal? I was kind of thinking void damage, but I don't know how much sense that actually makes. I mean, I do have a thing for this green. Kind of want to... Yeah. I'll have a look in a sec. Let's save this blue, because I do like it. I want to see where this green is from. Which palette? Alright. The brightest green is way too much. Maybe we run dark green for a while. Oh, it looks alright too. Although red is fast. These smoke colors, the chromes hurt my eyes. Ah. That hurts my eyes, yeah. Let's have a look at yours. How's that inspiration from mine? It's just black. Revenant Agile? Oh, let's look at the... Oh, that was the Gorse Mag helmet, right? This looks a lot like the base one. I think I looked at your Limbo. I quite like this color. This it's not quite rose gold. It's like a bit redder. Not bad. I'm not really a fan of attachments on most things. Jesus. I guess I hadn't seen that animation before. I want to see the shock ephemera too. This looks like... my first thought was Bumblebee, but it's the Wasp from Ant-Man. Yeah? Are we sharing Gorse fashion? Seem to be. Not bad. Not sure about the Lisette. I mean, it does fit. I think maybe I'm a little biased against a lot of Syndanas for some reason. So this is shock ephemera, apparently. Actually, way less intense than I thought it would be. You see the occasional strikes, but that's it. I've seen some vaults where they're just crackling with electricity. I assumed that was that ephemera, but I guess not. This reminds me a lot of the base Nova helmet, actually. Doesn't seem to be appearing properly, it's much more apparent. Okay. It's bugged on my end then. Doesn't show you. We're good. What's up, Potero? Thank you. Hello to Russia. Do I have that helmet? Ooh. Do I like it? This definitely looks like Mag. I do kind of like it. I guess it's a pointier version of that. I have to build this though, don't I? Oh, we'll look at that tomorrow. This green is definitely way too much for me. Let's get rid of that. Is that changing? It is. I guess I went with blue because he had the blue energy color by default. That's probably what led me to it. You know, I kind of like the combination of that dark blue and this cyan. What is this? Turquoise, maybe? Where's our dark blue? That's purple. That was the blue. Well, just leave it like that for a little while. Don't like the face hole. It is kind of weird. I'll play with it for a while and see what I think. Scrax really does look nice. Yeah, he's good at making those skins, isn't he? A lot of exterminates floating around. Oh no, that's salvage. Okay. If I run to the end, the infested don't do that Grineer trick, do they? Gold, silver, bronze for racing medals? Shocking ephemera only really shows when you move.
Each enemy is more powerful.
I forgot to change weapon. We can just use the pistol.
Mastery of the technology will you succeed.
Yeah, that'll kill. The faster reload on the Cyclone. Definitely nice. Not sure if I'll be able to kill a Juggernaut. One way to find out though. Hey Darth? Yeah. I feel like there was a way to get in past this door at some point. Crazy.
Heavy infestation ahead.
Ooh. This guy's definitely gonna fuck me up. It was cold, right? Trying to build up my thing so I can try and armor strip him. Beat down, son. That worked. Just freeze him, stack him with statuses, and beat the crap out of him. This beam weapon is certainly not conducive to going quick, however. Doesn't really suit him. Oh, that's all we had to do. Get off the wall. Ugh. Other weapons coming with night has been announced. Tomorrow's dev stream. So we're definitely getting Nidus then? I don't think I will farm him straight up. I don't remember what he originally came with either. Maybe the Act Magnus? Ping you have sure is something. What ping do you got, Darth? That's Prim revealed. It's around 300. Ah, that's a good ping for me. I'm used to that. Hema and Haruto. Both pretty good weapons with like a weird little niche. You don't have to come if it's too much. Our Prime Access goes away on the 8th. Will she still be accessible via Relic? Or are they... I don't remember how that works. They're not priming infested weapons, said so during Tenacon. Interesting. Yep.
Their rage is vehement, their focus impressive. Give them all warriors death.
Interception on this map. Interesting. I reckon I could make a... I should make a build for him that is just crowd control, max range. That's just gone the killing route. It's fine. I didn't think to do that, but I should have. Keep forgetting to swap weapons. I swear I didn't get a warning that this was getting taken. That's just rude.
We are in total control. Keep fighting.
Infested are getting killed by the cold field. It's actually decent tick damage then. I don't know where these damn terminals are. Yeah, that happens on high ping. Spectres won't listen either. Do more unique primes like Euphona? I agree. I don't like the Euphona, but concept is good. Jis Og. A lot of people seem to think the Furus will be primed. I'd be interested to see how they can make the Furus desirable. Because it's certainly not great. The only niche it had is that you could have a mod on it that gives you healing, right? I think I've used that in a few sorties. for frames that had no other healing option. You know, that was probably back before Elevate was a thing. Unless I just wanted to... I guess maybe not. Maybe I just wanted to show off the mechanic. Also effects like the Piranha Prime has. Yeah, anything to make it unique. All about it. I was literally grinding on this rail here. Finally, to face the... Shit. I'm gonna miss that guy. Face the problem of implementing Nidus Prime in the lore. Iconia lore was solid. I don't know if I've seen that. Ooh. I got that Bubonica actually. I don't know if I got their loot or not. Yep. No, we'll take it. It's free. Exani Prime never came with Mirage. Maybe they released then. We would never get that. %949% accuracy. Swap out this weapon here. I think I had Chaka and the Cedo. I'm running out of primary weapons. That's actually interesting. I have a lot of secondary weapons, which I'm impressed by. Yeah, I'll take the Cedo, sure. It is not great. Leave the default. Decent build. Yeah, so I guess it's not a crazy amount of secondaries, but it just feels like a lot because they're all fucking awful. I actually don't think I need to do this kit gun anymore. I can probably sell that. I was thinking for 3 engineers that I wanted the same weapon for each. But then I worked out that 2 engineers and the sister is way better, so. It was melees I was thinking of. Ah, yeah. There are even more melees that I have to do. But once primaries are done, I guess I can just run without one, which means I'll get more affinity on everything else. And then when I'm down to melee, I could probably start stealth grinding it. Even quicker. So overextended would drop me below 100%, give me max range. Oops. So the damage goes to shit. Radius 31 meters. This is 21, so plus 10. Damage reduction 19 to 95. As opposed to 31 to 100. So that doesn't take too huge of a hit either. And then I don't think this is based on strength, is it? It's just the explosion damage. That's a thought. I don't know if I have to do a crowd control mission anytime soon, but I can always swap. Post-game stats are so broken. True. Yeah, don't want to do that. Survival? Sure. Weird that is for his duration, but good. I don't know what I've got the strength for, now that I'm looking at that. How can you make an infected prime if the technocide was created to fight the sentience and killed Orican with his incontrollability? Well, we have a primed corpus item, so they're not really locked into the lore, are they? Pretty proven that. This was made to fight for the Marconia people against the Orokin, Corps and other outsiders who dared interfere. It's only for the DR and stuff before stacking. Yeah, so it doesn't seem that important, does it?
A steady stream of
Helios Prime.
is being released into the area. Hold on. Emergency life support is inbound.
I really just love running through them. That blast is solid damage. You look at the minimap, red everywhere. Oh, hang on, did it wrong. And then just a circle of nothing. Boss is actually great. I was very hesitant to play him, but I'm glad that I am. I think I've got it backwards. Tap is cold. Cold is heat. In my head, I'm just misremembering it. Definitely having energy problems because I just want to spam all of his abilities.
I delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time.
Which is not very useful for leveling my weapons, I have to say. I thought that was my pet that was down, not you. My bad. Every time I get a toxin proc, I really have to pay attention to that.
Life support incoming.
Cedo is a crazy weapon primer.
Additional life support has arrived.
Fire rate, hilarious. Very nice. Oh, they were getting stuck down here. Let's move to a different tile, maybe. End of the line. Not sure if they'll follow me or not. Look at all the ticks going on over there. I think Gorse is another one of those frames that is like really solidly designed. So along with Nidus and Nova. So regardless of modding, just looking at how their abilities synergize.
Another life support capsule.
Remember, don't use Helmet Bomb. It's always a good sign when you don't know which ability to swap out for another. Everything just works together really well. Got a friendo. See ya. I think your ping was too much for my net. Yeah, all good. Kinda expected that. There's stuff dying but nothing is happening. Now I have to watch a Twitch ad. I don't know how that works. Twitch without ad block is a horrible user experience. Can you get ad block for Twitch? Never had ads on Twitch anymore. Well, there you go. I'm gonna copy that because I found I wasn't very interested in watching any Twitch either because of how frequent the ads were. I also found pretty recently the sponsor skip for YouTube. So, you know, Raid Shadow Legends or whatever. The second that shit starts, it just skips the whole thing. And that has been a life changer for sure. Big fan. Defense. Sure. We'll do defense. Maybe this Jordas Golem. I go and get proper equipment for that though. Yeah, I've still got all my leveling stuff on the Arcwing. Oh, this is the CAD tile set. I haven't really thought about that for a while, but spent a lot of time here. Cue the lag. Right on cue. Look at this aimbot go. Second time's a charm. Welcome back. Didn't even get hit. Chill out. Wow, that fire rate without his 4. I didn't realize it was so bad. Can you just spam heat fields? And then do they take procs from each? Doesn't really seem to add up like that. Really enjoyed making my Gorse with weapons that are capable of inflicting both fire and cold, so that his 3 immediately triggers the superior effect of both. Well, you can get that just by having his 4, right? I can see the benefit. Is that always crooked? Am I crazy? This boss is killing a lot because I don't think the on-call shit counts. Critical delay while great really suffers on the Cedo. I have no idea what my build is currently. Yeah, the gun certainly needs some kind of fire rate. Spore gives superior effect immediately. The interaction on the rings is based on debuffs. Not entirely sure what that means, to be honest. I guess I have to be over redline for it to be the immediate effect. So now it's instant cold. Interaction of the rings is based on debuff. So I mean blast being more effective? I give up, I get stuck on the loading screen and Warframe is constantly using my full net. Nothing happens. No idea. It's all good there. Let's try this Jordas Golem, shall we? I think it's corrosive you want, right? Pretty sure it's corrosive. Corrosive cold, though? Probably not. We did that first time. We got one mission in. It's fine. We'll just see what happens. Patching ad blocks constantly since they started spamming ads everywhere. Needed to change it multiple times. I found that with YouTube as well. A bunch I was using just became ineffective. Gone through a few. The ones I've got seem to be doing alright, but...
The column's stirring. It knows you are here. I can feel it wake.
Wow, it's weird hearing this voice again.
The Furliat pods. Is that it? I really thought you would have more. Have you been using them? That is not enough for you. You are just like all the others. You won't kill the golem. You see what you're doing? You aim for the parts, just like the others who need scavengers. You do not care about Jordas.
It's like a weird interaction with aim glide and this. I guess it cancels it, which is annoying. Alright, I forgot this guy would be a high level too. Should have thought about that. Out of there. On the beat down? Can't actually proc this guy. Still do pretty solid damage, I have to say. Yeah, do this all day. Not even level 500. Tough guy, eh?
I serve my...
You are our voice.
I regret to inform you.
This is just the beginning.
Good cinematic. Do you see a pair of wings coming at you? Amazing. Not so bad.
They made me say that to Beach.
So many more.
Increase 3, interacting twice if the target has a cold plus fire debuff. Interesting.
Thank you, operator.
How'd you like wings so we got wings for your wings? Went better than I expected for being Steel Path. Certainly wasn't bad. It's raining, boys. 15 minutes left. I think I pissed off the Stalker again. Can't get away from him, can you? Infested Salvage, Mutilist Allied V. Can this guy be desecrated? I guess not for parts, it'd be like a reward for the mission, right? Because I have to farm Mesa from there. Ambulance. So I think I'm mostly done, right? We've got a defense here to do. Not really good for doing it on Gorse. Ushering missions XP capped at 50, not bad, yeah. Mesa parts only as a mission reward. Steel Path progress 224 out of 233. What else am I missing? Sedna. Completely forgot you existed. Arena. I don't really remember how this works. Half energy. I guess there's no time limit, I just have to kill them. I have to beat them, right? I guess to maybe 25? That blue dot isn't them, is it? What is this? Energy. Magnetic Arcane would have been nice. What do you know he has the toughest enemies in the whole chart at 185? Interesting. See how we go with that one. But that was an enemy. Wow, that energy drain is awful. Still got an endo farm? Yeah, I think I've tried that once or twice with the group. Very long time ago, but I never liked doing it. I think I only did it because people wanted help, not because I actually wanted to. Wasn't sure if I could refresh my 2 or not. The answer is nope. Aerojack and arbitrations are better. I think it's still faster to do it here. I would definitely prefer to do it in Railjack. I think if I sold all the components I've got for Railjack, I would have about 50 or 60k endo, which is pretty nice. Because I certainly wasn't grinding at 4 endo, it's just a nice little bonus. Two minutes, 3k endo, so 1500 per minute. Only have a very small sample size, but I can do the hardest Railjack in 6 minutes solo. And that gets me about 2000 endo from components. So Arena is obviously way better. I guess as a squad, if you're gonna have a squad, you can do Railjack a lot quicker. All my farming I do is basically just in public groups though, or solo. And if I was gonna be speeding through Railjack, it would be solo. So if you're doing solo, Railjack is definitely better than this. I think that chained off of him and hit this guy. Superpath, better than RB if not solo. I solo 99% of the time, yeah, me too. To be fair, after the Vitus Essence drop change, RB isn't a bad option anymore. I thought they made endo worse in RBs. You used to get heaps more sculptures than you do now. I did 30 waves or 35 waves earlier and only got 1 sculpture. So who would be most efficient for doing this solo? Scorce doesn't really add anything. Also didn't pay attention how much affinity I got. Fuck all. So I guess we can take a proper loadout. want to try the Bubonica against him, actually. Did you get the Wolf Sledge back in first night wave? Been upgraded similar to Glaive since you got back. I don't remember seeing you use it. Yes, I do have it. Just seeing that it got upgraded. I'm actually going to take... Lava. No, not Lavos. Jesus. Sevagoth. So I mean, if you build a hammering... sorry, a heavy attack throw build on here. Is that what you mean? So I could probably fit it. I mean, I guess the glaive would be really good here too, right? Screenshot of that. That doesn't look too bad. Oh, I went through and redid my... I did some fashion on him, finally. Instead of just leaving him default. All the channels carry across pretty well. Gory throw? I don't know what that is. Oh, that's the... from the Corpus guy, right? Actually, I don't know if this will fit. Agendas? The downside is the Wolf Sledge can't use glaive specific mods, but can still explode, and it still seeks enemies if you hit the head. Still seeks enemies if you hit the head? What the hell do you mean by that? What do you know has basically nothing but endo to offer. It's very annoying for me. Right. I usually prefer to farm stuff. So I do all my leveling in fissures, and I've been doing all my leveling in fissures on Railjack. So I've got an abundance of holo keys, I've got abundance of former blueprints, getting my affinity, so I definitely prefer doing things like that. So I definitely think it's much less annoying when you do it that way. So what I had was this volatile quick return, which I assume is the one that you're saying won't go on there. And then shock. So I guess I can't fit exactly what I would have. It's corrosive heat. I guess it doesn't have CO, right? Yeah. Take this in and see what happens. Hitting the head of an enemy with the thrown attack will cause it to home in on another before coming back. Does that synergize with... Oh, it's the Scourge I was thinking of. You can throw that down and it makes automatic headshots. I thought that was like a mag passive or something. More efficient to do multiple farms at once than the fastest one for each, yeah. More efficient and much less draining. So how do you throw this thing? Oh, there we go. So I guess it detonates on its own. I want to hit him without shield on. Okay. Well, this is certainly nothing special. Hang on. I can manually explode it. Oh, damn. Who's in here? Stop your combo, you prick. This guy's getting yeeted around. Balloon flight, you press the alt fire again. Yeah. I think it's probably a bit unfair to be trying it on these guys. So I think I'll try it on some regular guys afterwards. However, it is humorous. What else did I bring? Out of Bonica, right? Have to kill a few guys to buff it up. I wonder I couldn't find him. I thought I'd bring Sevagoth for his one, but it doesn't really seem to be necessary. It's my alarm to stop. Could I have stacked, like, multiple enemy radar mods for these guys? I see why that wouldn't work, right? Colossus is close to glaive. So far that's my favourite melee weapon for actually meleeing instead of just throwing. I do want to do some more testing with it though. What is going on here? Enemy radar should stack. Do that next time. I think I have to do one more higher level one, right? Ah, seeing this guy's name, Executioner Goresh, reminded me of when they did the... Actually, I don't know why we did it, but we were doing endless runs here to see how high we could get the enemy level. So I remember with Wukong and the Prisma Dual Cleavers, I got to 256 before I left, because then it got too difficult. And then I thought, oh yeah, I'll get a level cap with Ivara, just for the lols. And I think I got to about level 3,000, 5,000, something like that. And then I fucked up. And I think I irradiated someone in a very uncontrolled manner. And he turned around and one-shot me and it was game over. That was a sad day. I don't know if I ever made a video out of that, but that was like 20 hours of effort. I left the computer on overnight and everything so I could maintain my sanity. Yeah. Yeah, I have no idea if that actually ever got to YouTube or not. Arena was hardcore. The blinding enemies are annoying. I don't really remember that. The ones I don't like are the... There's a bunch that hit you with magnetic procs, like forced, and just prevent you from using abilities. They're the ones that annoyed me the most. And the most dangerous one is one that can like teleport.
I can tell you understand what an honor this will be to have your tiny neck snapped by thee, Kayla.
So it was very nostalgic. Kayla in particular, I don't know why. I think she was my favorite boss. That's probably why. Alright. So I've got a few nodes. Guess I'll finish them off tomorrow. Didn't really get around to doing these. They'll be gone by tomorrow as well. No. Really need them. Do I have to do anything else before I signed off? I always feel like I'm forgetting something, but may not be the case. All seems good. Helmet is cooking. It'll be nice to have Gloom tomorrow. Mess around with that. See you, Darth. Have a good night. Kayla has a great design to her, character fight, all of it. Yeah, I really like her. Definitely my favorite boss. But I'm done for tonight anyway. Supposed to finish 5 minutes ago. Not too bad. So I'll be back same time tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. See you then.